Welcome back everyone to episode 10 of Let's Play Cold Waters, and this is actually part 2 of our hunt for Red October. Really, we're just after one of these massive nuclear ballistic missile submarines. You can just see there. Well, I mean, by size, okay, we just go to the next one and they don't look that big, right? Or maybe they kind of actually do. But just look at the tonnage here, 48,000 tons compared to the next biggest Soviet submarine, 18,000 tons. It's just incredible how huge these things are. I mean, just massive. Look at the Charlies or any of our other ships we're used to. The Alpha's only 4,000 tons, for crying out loud. And this thing is 48,000 tons. Yeah, obviously not all, they're not all on the same scale, which would be nice. It'd be nice if that was an option. But anyways, welcome back to this episode. Let's get you in. Just to get you up to speed again, we had already taken out one of two Victor 3s in the area. We now have one Victor 3 which we've launched at, and one Alpha which we have launched at, and which is cavitating, but it launched at us, and we're going to have to try to avoid that torpedo which is incoming. So I'll get you back into the action without any longer of a wait. And that's it, and then hopefully we can get to the Typhoon in time. So, without further ado, back to the action. Okay, sorry about that. Well, I mean, it can take a moment to kind of collect myself. This is just crazy. Let's dive a little bit deeper, since we might actually be able to run underneath this torpedo. And I'm pretty happy about that. That would be fantastic. But we really got to close on this Typhoon. So we're going to try to run right at this torpedo in hopes that she does not acquire us. The good news is this is going to put us in fresh water. That's probably a good thing, because it's nice to be able to have the opportunity at least to blow ballast. So just get us a little bit deeper. We're going to run right down to crush depth. I know that this thing is currently heading in this direction, but I think, in fact, she's just going to be making pivots. We would just want to keep running right at her. We want to get underneath her active sensors as soon as possible, basically. So we're going to just steer ourselves right at a torpedo, which you normally probably don't want to do, but in this case, is it acquiring us? It's not. Alright, now I feel comfortable moving underneath it, and it looks like we actually were able to take the Alpha out. Contact breaking up. Great. This is fantastic. And it's running in a circle, which is not good. That's not what I wanted. I was hoping it would keep running over us. Well, I guess we still run underneath it then. I don't know, we're kind of in this weird area. I'm not sure if we're too close, or if we're too far away to get underneath it before it makes this pass. We'll know in a second. Nope, we're good. That's right. Okay, so we run right at it. And let's slow back down to ultra quiet. We're gonna actually hide underneath the torpedo's circle, which is wonderful. And we hit the Victor? No. The Victor is being targeted right now. Our torpedo has found it. There's a lot of maneuvering going on. She really dove deep. Man, if I dove deep, this one really dove deep. This Victor 3 is below 1,000. Like, well below 1,000. Impressive. Very impressive. Thankfully, my torpedo seems to be following it, tracking it nicely. There's the Alpha going down. We may very soon be alone with just the Typhoon. Oh my gosh, did she actually collide with the bottom? What the heck? What happened here? I think she tried to escape, and I don't know what depth she's at, but I'd love to know, because that is extremely deep. Oh my gosh, she must be almost at 2,000. This must be below crush depth for her. Very soon it's not going to matter. Oh gosh. Well, wait, noisemaker is deployed. This is actually going to be the worst. This noisemaker is interesting because our torpedo probably assumes forward trajectory, but there is no forward trajectory in this case. Will she spin back on them? Oh, she will. And you have to imagine that this is going to... her crush depth is not... Oh my god, it's actually going to miss. What the heck? Is it going to be able to target her? What is going on? Okay, it's looping back around. I think I know what's happening. I think it assumes a forward trajectory. It actually thinks that this submarine is moving forward and keeps trying to make an intercept course. Okay, there's the torpedo that was chasing us. We are right here. I don't know if you can barely make it out. Right there. So eventually this one might run into a pattern where it actually aims at the forward part of the ship, but actually hits it. So we can probably see that they're... Yeah, this is going to be a good run. I think that this is the one that may take it... Nope, it's actually going to still miss. Wait, no. No, it's not. It's got him this time. Okay, there we go. Contact breaking up. So it's just us alone in the water with the Typhoon. And literally alone because now there is no other... We've actually outlived the other torpedo. So ahead flank, we need to start catching up with this Typhoon. We're just going to follow it to the last known coordinates or last known bearing. Give us that Typhoon. Sonar operator, this is your mission, is to give us this Typhoon. Typhoons, we have 26 knots. So it looks like we should have the ability to catch up. And we will be pushing this ship to the max. We're going to come up a little bit as well, just because I'm a little bit worried about crush depth. And let's come up to about 800, which should give us plenty of room to maneuver if we need. Okay. We're going to zip over the corpse of the Victor. Not really, I guess, because I guess we misplotted where we think that is. Did we already pass it? We probably already passed it. Yeah, we're already over it. Alright, so let's just keep going a little bit longer. And now, the important thing, slow down. And let's find this darn Typhoon. I will go active. I definitely will go active. We cannot let this ship escape. So, I will use any means necessary, including endangering my own ship. The next goal, the next point, if we don't detect her with passive, and then if we don't detect her with active, we are going to go flank speed cavitating at about 500 feet or so, maybe 400 feet, and we're just going to speed off until hopefully we get a beat on her. And usually what I mean by that is that they launch at you. But we are going to be okay with inciting a torpedo launch against us if it identifies where this Typhoon is. So, it's a great, crazy idea, but I mean, I don't see any way around it. We just absolutely have to detect this Typhoon. And she's had plenty of time to giddy up on out of here. So hopefully we detect her. Let's see. Please give us a contact. Please give us a contact sonar. Still nothing, huh? Alright. We're going active. We're going active. And next situation is go active and even worse, go active while cavitating at, 300 feet or so. Alright, let's make one last turn northward just to see if we can get anything. Wait. We got her. We got her. Alright, she's way out there. But we know where she is. Yep, there she is. Bearing 6-3. I'll make your bearing 6-3. What's this distance? Reload. Oh, we got her. We got her. Dead to rights. Fantastic. Looks like our solution... What? Is she going towards us? Oh... She's stuck in the ice. She tried... Actually, the Typhoons, this is inaccurate because the Typhoons are actually capable of breaking the ice. I'm pretty sure. They had at least... I mean, under not... This doesn't look like really thick ice, but they had the ability to emerge from thinnish ice. Well, we've got them this time. Unfortunately, also showing off a few of the game's remaining bugs. We had one ship dive into the ocean floor, and on the same mission we also got to see a Typhoon dive, or climb onto the surface, which would have been that's what I probably would have done if if we didn't have any ice, I probably would have gone to the surface to see if we could detect any radar. But this Typhoon is going to make it easy on us, so let's go ahead and bring our make our depth about 600, and then it doesn't matter. Obviously, we know where she is. Yeah, let's go ahead. So sonar is producing ice ahead. Well, are we in the clear right now? We're under ice as it is. Yep, this is water and this is ice. So I don't know what they're talking about. We're already under ice, right? Pretty sure. Well, it doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is taking care of this Typhoon. So let's go ahead and do that. I only think I need to launch one missile or one torpedo because I'm going to be able to guide this home myself. Hopefully there's no wire break. I mean, this is a really... This is almost dead on our bearing, so I don't think we're going to have a wire break. Right, so torpedo 1, launch. It broke. Okay, fine. Alright, well, let's get ourselves up a bit more. I don't know, why the hell did that thing break? That should be a hit anyway, but... Down a little bit. I think it's like 5. I actually forget the depth. It's been too long since I played this. So, just very quiet. She does have torpedoes she could counter launch, but I guess she probably won't do that tilted up and upward into the ice. We probably can just track this torpedo all the way home, and knowing especially that she's lodged herself there and she's not going anywhere. Yeah, we might as well just. This is coming for her, and it's not going to be a good thing. Looks like it's gonna better acquire. Yep. Okay, she's cavitating, just trying to push through that ice. Doesn't look good for her. Now, she may survive one torpedo hit. These are big ships, 48,000. In a second, I'll show you Sierras, or, well, I think much less. She actually launched a noisemaker. Is that what happened? Yeah, noisemaker, bearing 65. Let's put our match bearings. And this is probably going to be the same ordeal where this one might not even hit since it's not on the wire, because it might think that the appropriate direction to hit her is in front of her. Yep, does look like that's the case. It thinks that she's moving forward. Unless the noisemaker is actually still disguising her position. And there we are right over here, lurking, creeping ever closer. Silent Hunter, that's what these submarines are, silent hunters. This one looks a bit better. Sorry, I think that this turn might be... Is it... No, it's... Wait. Yeah, it's going around the other side now. Still effective, this noisemaker. Another noisemaker being deployed. And it is effective. Okay. One of these is going to get the job done. Ah, is this it? Is this finally... No. Drawing a huge S right here. Another noisemaker, my goodness. I mean, if it worked the first few times, why not? And hey, I use noisemakers just as much, right? This is where having this one on the wire would have been very helpful, though. Is that another noisemaker? There is. And they might have as many as 20 in there, so... Man, she was almost dead on. Still missed it. When this little game is going to end. Jeez, man. Come on, just hit it. Alright, I think we got to launch. I think we're going to have to make our heading... I mean, let's just go up to the surface. This thing is just not going to hit, is it? It's just... Another noisemaker. Alright, we're going to bleed out all the noisemakers eventually. And all the while we're... Oh my gosh, that was so close. Somebody mentioned how the magnetic contacts of these things would actually... Oh, and I've been spinning in circles like a fool the whole time. Somebody mentioned that you know, it wouldn't... we can turn off our active sonar. We don't need that anymore. Somebody mentioned that these have magnetic fuses. You know, you can get close enough to the ship and actually... the torpedoes will detonate just by magnetic proximity. And that's true. So it's kind of a... not exactly accurate that the situation that these torpedoes will go so close to a submarine and not detonate, you know, doing great damage. But it's just the game we're playing. So let's go ahead and close in a little bit more. Let's go down ultra quiet. Make our heading like this. And let's begin climbing up a bit. I think to about 300 should be good. That's good. Man, it's hard for us to get a lock on this Typhoon, even though we know where it is with active. Apparently our sonar operators... This is always funny to me in these games, like I've had this... what is it with? Oh, in Rule the Waves, you'll have a contact which is identified, and then they'll lose it for a second, and then it's there again, and now it's unidentified. You know, you just identified it as a destroyer. There's nothing else in the area, and yet you don't know that it's the same destroyer because you lost it for a moment. It doesn't really make sense, but... Okay, let's go ahead and launch this one. We actually need to change our direction a little bit. Make our heading about 060. Minimize the chance of losing another wire. Go ahead and activate. Please, hopefully keep this one on the wire. We'll do our best. Alright. So what I'm hoping to see is nothing here. Let's go active as well. Just to make sure that I know exactly where she is. I want 95% solution. Oh god, I already went past her, apparently. There she is, okay. Good. Well, that's fine, I'll just guide her in myself. And we get the activation, which I will just make right now. Turn either way and you'll find them, I'm sure. But then... allow me to control you. Okay, good. So we have control. Let's turn this baby hard. Wrong way. Climb. There it is. There it is. Yes. Excellent. Alright, this might take two as well, but... let's get her right in the forward, in the nose, just to prevent her from launching any torpedoes. Boom, a hit. Typhoon is still intact. Alright, let's launch Torpedo Room 2. Launch. The good news is that at least they probably have time to abandon ship or whatnot. So, I hope. Time compression. Until we have control of the torpedo, at least. Which I actually want to see now. Okay, good. And I'll take control of this one, thank you. Nope. Listen to me. We're gonna go in for her. I got her propulsion next, why not? And she's still not sunk. Although apparently she is losing ballast, so that might actually sink her in the end. There's her emergency blow. Is it going to save her? This is probably devastating for her. Is it going to save her? Is the question. Her depth is decreasing still. Okay, well, you know what? I'm just going to put her out of her misery. This is, in my opinion, a mercy killing. Torpedo number 3, launch. And we don't actually need to do anything with this one. We'll go active, and we will control her if we can, but she's actually free of the ice, so we probably can just watch her take this hit. And actually, she was able to climb back up. Well, good for her. At this point already, we know that she's not a threat. She's not going to be able to launch ballistic missiles, but Still going to do the important thing, which is guide this torpedo home. I need to zoom in a bit. Right into the midsection, I think. It should do it. And there she goes, breaking up. Good. Well, I would really like to get home now, because we have launched just a lot of torpedoes. How many? What's our stores like? We have 5 torpedoes left. We do have 1 Moss. You know what? Give me a Moss there. And we still have 2 harpoons, which haven't been very useful against submarines, but hopefully we'll be able to get home before we need to do anything else, because I'd really like to rearm, and I'd really like to repair as well. So, is there anything else we need to do? Let's turn off our active sonar. And yep, we're okay, so go ahead and leave combat. All 4 of them sunk. Mission successful. Excellent job in intercepting and destroying the high priority target. New orders to be transmitted on this downlink. What's our next mission going to be? Well, I don't know. The Navy Cross. Wow, this is the 2nd highest medal that you can earn as a Navyman in the United States military service. The only thing higher than a cross is the Medal of Honor itself. So this is incredible. The Secretary of the Navy expresses his heartfelt congratulations and takes pleasure in awarding the Navy Cross to Commander Tortuga Power, Commanding Officer, USS Los Angeles, SSN 688. And I want to read this because this is truly this is like Medal of Honor. We all recognize the word, but this is almost as prestigious as the Medal of Honor. For extraordinary heroism and leadership in action against the enemy, as commanding officer of the USS Los Angeles in the vicinity of the polar region on 11 January 1985, Commander Tortuga Power's outstanding seamanship and skillful tactics inflicted great damage on the enemy forces, and his conduct upheld the highest traditions of the United States Naval Service. I'd say that this is a very appropriate time to receive this award because of our dedication to killing the Typhoon. We are willing to go active. We are willing to, potentially cavitate to draw fire in order to counterfire. So, I would say that this was an appropriate time for us to receive this medal. And I don't know if we can do anything better than that. Red Rebellion. Tens of thousands of protesters, mostly in Caucasus, Latvia, and Estonia, have spilled into the streets demanding democratic elections and an end to the ongoing conflict. Blah, blah, blah. The political destabilization behind the Iron Curtain has had a noticeable trickle-down effect on the front lines, and naval forces have taken advantage of the situation. So basically, a big positive event for us. War gets civil. Interesting, I have never read this one. The war with the West has come to an abrupt halt. Oh, interesting. As the Soviet Union fractures, with some regions even falling into civil war, NATO forces have moved quickly, regaining lost ground all the way back to the pre-war borders. Attempts are made to contain the volatile situation and aid the civilians streaming out of the former Soviet Union. Is this the end? I think we might have won. This unexpected end to the conflict, yeah, okay, appears so, comes as a shock to Endless, who admit the power of the people has been grossly overlooked. Although economically weakened and with her satellite states breaking off, Russia remains a formidable military power. But for now, the Cold War is over. Well, what do you know? I guess that's it. So it took us 20 days at war to successfully complete. I mean, that's a very short war. 20 days, my goodness. So 20 days for the USS Los Angeles to complete all of her missions and win the war. It's fantastic. 1 capital ship sunk. I'm glad we were able to take that Sverdlov out. 16 other warships, 12 submarines, 11 merchants, for a total of 40. 280,000 tonnage sunk in all. Now notice that the submarine tonnage, we sunk so many different ships, and that Typhoon was like 48,000 by itself. So, you can see how huge the Typhoons are compared to other submarines. If you think that 12 submarines divided by, 100, this would be like 8,000 per, but we had one which was 40,000 tons. So, it gives you a real idea of how big those Typhoons are. Okay, final outcome. Upon returning home, you are hailed as a war hero. Receiving I before E except after C. Requests for interviews and numerous other public appearances. The rapid collapse of the Soviet Union has ended the Cold War, and ushered in an era of lasting peace. Wow. So that's it. Roll the credits. I have to say I'm a bit surprised. I think that was only maybe 10 or 11 missions, so it's a pretty short campaign. What's up next? I think that, well, we probably have in mind to do another campaign of Cold War. What will it be? I don't know. We could actually try the earlier campaign, which I haven't had any success with. I did play the earlier campaign when I was still a little bit newer to the combat. I think I would have a better chance of being successful now. But my problem with this one, and it's a problem which I don't know how to overcome yet, is that the Soviet submarines, at least several of them, can actually outrun your torpedoes. So if you launch at like a November, it will just turn opposite bearing, and then it'll just go flank speed away from your torpedo, which will never catch it. It'll actually outrun it. Not only, you know, your torpedo has to catch up and it only has a certain amount of endurance to do that, but this is a worse situation. The torpedo is actually slower than the submarine. Still, I mean, I could do another North Atlantic campaign, which, because this is, I think, maybe I could do in a different submarine, maybe a narwhal, or, you know, let's see, what else do they have? I don't know, I can look at it off camera, or actually we can look at it here. Unit reference, I think this one's the next one. Yeah, the narwhals. I think this one has a lower test depth. I mean, okay, I think the test depth for all of them is like 1,000, but a lower crush depth. So we could dive a little deeper with this one. That would be kind of fun. It is, I think, also maybe a little bit quieter, or is that the sturgeon? Anyways, we could choose either a narwhal or a sturgeon. That might be fun for another 1984 campaign. But I'll let you guys in the comments put your preferences down. I always say this, even though this is a relatively short series compared to my normal ones, which go, you know, like 30 episodes or so. If you stuck around this long through the entire series, I welcome any kind of suggestions for future series or anything. I pay a lot of attention to the comments on the last video of a series, because I feel like the people who have lasted that long are the people who I benefit most from listening to, or really the people I want to listen to most. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you have any opinion or any preference. And otherwise, I'm going to call this video and even this series to a close. So thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't already, check out Jive Turkey. He's definitely the name of out of all the YouTube personalities who are doing, or not personalities, YouTube content creators who are doing Cold Waters. He's definitely, I think, the most famous, the most viewed, the most everything, and it's because he's a former submariner himself. And I think that, you know, it's very cool the way he uses the military parlance and all that. He makes you feel like you're actually on the submarine with him, which is fantastic. So consider checking him out, even if that means that you realize my series won't be as entertaining. Well, the goal is to get everyone to be in the most entertaining place, and if it's not this channel, that's completely fine. Go and enjoy. I enjoy his stuff. I think you will. So go check him out. And other than that, that's it for me. So for the last time, thanks for watching, and until the next episode or the next series, take care.